Hey there, fellers. This is Derek from Air Capital Hot Rods Garage. Today, we're going to be working on our 2018 Ram 3500. And what we're going to be doing is adding a third brake light camera to it. So like I said, we're going to add this third brake light that has a camera built in it. But I have the small screen in here. This is a SLT model. I think the Tradesman models has this as well. So it's a small, this is a touch screen. Has the camera in the tailgate for backing up. But I want the cargo camera so that I can see into my bed. Because my fifth wheel here has a it's called a goose box fifth wheel hitch on it, and then I can just hook it up to the fifth wheel or to the goose ball. So if I had a camera up there, it'd be super simple. So hopefully this little kit is going to help me get there, but I'm going to have to do some trickery with a switch to make it switch from the regular reverse camera to the cargo camera. So we're gonna try this and hopefully figure it out. I haven't seen it done anywhere. I did see that they make a wiring kit for this that basically does the same thing. It was $124 or something like that. I got some switches for just a few dollars, and I'm hoping I can do basically the same thing. So join along and we'll hopefully do this. So the first step I'm going to do is take out the old one. All right, so I took out the two screws there and kind of lift up on it, and it pops out. Here's the hole you get. Kind of dirty around there, might wash it. Looks like it has a couple of plugs for the cargo light illumination lights, and then the brake light. So one plug there. This one looks like same plug, and then your camera. So hopefully, as far as getting the brake light top right again, it's just plugging that back. Here's your headliner right there. So I'm just shoving this black wire kind of down towards the back of it so that hopefully I can reach it. And like I said, just plugs right in. So go ahead and pop this in place after I clean it. All right, just like that, our new third brake light is in. A couple of things: make sure you use the washers that are on these screws, and don't over tighten them because you'll probably crack this. And that's about it. The other good thing about this is these are LED lights, so I guess that's good. So anyways, moving on to the next step on the inside. We're in the back seat here. I need to drop this headliner down. Our wire should be right back here. This is a Torx bit, and then this over here is a regular Phillips head screwdriver. So hopefully I'm going to be able to run the wires down along there and towards the front. So I'm going to get a Torx bit, take that out. So this headliner, it doesn't have much give to it, so I was able to pull it down and get it loose. So I should be able to just reach my fingers up in there, grab that wire, and then pull it on down to that corner. So kind of hard to do while you're holding the camera. All right, so we got our wire running down here, and I'm going to go ahead and connect the rest of the wire here. I'm going to put some tape around there just so that little connection doesn't pull apart. It feels pretty secure, but you know, gonna do that. All right, a little bit of change of plan. Ended up running the wire along the headliner all the way to the front, then down the A-pillar here, pop this panel off on the side, and then you can run the wire back in behind there. So maybe a little bit easier. I actually read the instructions online, and that's what they suggested. So so we got this wiring down here. I'm gonna put this stuff together and then kind of start tackling the wiring. The next step is to take off all this radio covering stuff. There's 2 Torx bits up here underneath the little the rubber thing. So take those out and it all just kind of pops off pretty easy, and you can move that out of the way. Once you got the bezel out of the way, there's 4 bolts that go around here, and the radio pops out. Radio has a couple of antennas, like the XM antenna and the regular antenna, and then the USB port for the center console. And then it has this connector here. You're going to want to disconnect this. And I studied the wiring diagram, and I think I've located the wires that we need to tap into for our camera. But gonna disconnect these, and I disconnected this connector here, and I looked up the wiring diagram, and I'll leave a link below for it. This on a 2018, and so there's this dark green and brown wire in pin 31, and these are labeled 10, 20, 30, 40. So those numbers are corresponding to kind of this first 4x10 square on the left hand side. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 11, 12, and then so pin 31 is the one that you want, I believe. So this is the one, according to the diagram, that feeds the signal in to the radio. So that's the one I'm going to try to tap into. What I'm going to do is take a couple of connectors here, couple of these connectors, and I'm going to basically cut that wire and put that on each end. So if that's not the correct one, I can just plug them back in together. So then I'm going to take, assuming that all goes right, so the wiring harness comes with this. So this end, those 2 wires there are the power wires. So on your wiring harness here, if you cut this RCA cable off, all that's in there is 2 wires. So there's a bare copper wire in it, and then a another wire. In this case, it's yellow. 2 wires. Yellow wire should be your signal. This should be your ground. And then there's 2 power wires. So in mine truck, for temporary testing purposes, I'm going to go in through the cigarette lighter harness and just plug them in there, just to see if this works for right now. And then if it does work out, then we'll build our switch and harness and continue on. But like I said, I don't know for sure if this is going to work, so we got to test out before we finish all the wiring up. I'm gonna cut that, tap into that. All right, folks, made a little bit of progress here. So first, my initial clipping of the wires. I think I told you guys right. You need the green and dark brown wire, but there's also a green with an orange stripe in it. And I actually cut that one first. So then I had to go back, cut the dark green and brown one. So this is the dark green and brown one, and then this is the green and orange one. So then here's my negative from my camera, here's my signal from my camera, cargo bed camera, and as you can see, it's working. So it's not as the greatest, but you know what, it's gonna, I can see my ball down there, and so I think it's gonna do what I can do. So now get this wire. That wire is coming from the rear view camera and the tailgate. I got this one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this switch here. This is a single pole double throw switch. So in position 1, I should be able to use the regular backup camera, and then position 2, I should be able to use the cargo camera. And of course, this only is going to work, I believe, when it's in reverse. But you know, when I'm backing up onto the camper, I can flip that over to position 2 and use that cargo camera. And so the way this works is, I believe, I'll double check it here, but I believe like one input is going to come into this leg, one input's going to come into this leg, and then depending on the position of the switch, it comes out of this middle leg. And there's also an off, which we just won't use. So hopefully that's all it takes. So I'm going to have to make a couple connectors and wires and stuff here, and hopefully that's about it. Wires all connected up here and taped. So the orange wire is the signal going into the radio. The green wire is the signal coming from the tailgate camera. The gray wire is the common ground going into the same one from this one is going to come from our cargo camera and just taps into the same one from the tailgate camera. So so this is all buttoned up. Got my wires over here. Hopefully they'll fit through there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the stereo back in. Getting a little bit closer here. So doing a test. There's my regular tailgate camera. So I'm in position 2 there. Then I want to see the cargo. Just flip the switch, and I'm on cargo. And I noticed if I put it in the off position, it says camera system unavailable, which obviously is not getting a signal. So flip it down to the one and the other one. So other than drilling a hole somewhere to mount my wire, and then I think I'm just gonna tap into right there. We'll call it good. And just like it should, you know, you put it back in drive and back to the radio. Put it in reverse. Camera. Here, let's try this. Reverse, or sorry, park. Camera. The other thing that I'll probably change right now, the way I have the radio set up, is basically when you take it out of reverse, the camera turns off. There's a setting in here where you can have it stay on for 5 or 10 seconds. So I'll probably change that so that, you know, if I'm backing in and out to get the fifth wheel lined up and everything, I can see that going forward and back and stuff. So that'll be a little bit of a change. So yeah, let me do just a little bit more wiring and show you the final. All right, boys and girls, we got it all finished up. So ended up mounting my button here on, I guess, the dash. I was gonna try to mount it here, but there's all kinds of modules here, so there's really no good place to drill a hole. So up here, it's easy access to the back side. You can run your wires through there and then plug your wires in and pop the button back in there. And then when you're driving along shifting, you know, so get that. Your hand's right there that, you know, it's easy to flip over. So we flip over and now we're looking in the bed. So that's it, folks. Overall, you know, I thought this was going to be a lot more difficult of an install. But, you know, you just, all I bought was the camera and the switch, and I already have all the wiring and connectors and everything. But really easy. And yeah, it's going to make hooking up any gooseneck trailer way easier. Fifth wheel hitch too, if that's the way you're going with it. So if you like this, want to see more mods, more work, either on the truck, on the Chevelle. Anything else, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Air Capital Hot Rods.